All right, today we are going to talk about grants, free money, yay. Is it really free? What is the catch and how they work, and a little bit more information about how you can qualify for them. So we're also going to dive into the difference between some grants that are available in Philadelphia and also in the surrounding counties around Philly. So we'll dive right in. My name is Ian Perler with the Ian Perler team at KW Empower, covering all of the main line and Philadelphia and the surrounding suburbs. So if you are thinking about buying or selling in those areas, hopefully you will also consider us. So let's dive in. There are two really big grant programs out there for home buyers. There is one that is specific just to Philadelphia, so we're going to dive into that one first, and then we're also going to dive into another one that is available across all of Pennsylvania. There are some stipulations for each of these grants. They have some overlap, some similarities, some differences. I'm not going to go into every detail about every single grant because it is a lot to cover. I will throw some numbers up on the screen so you won't see my pretty face the entire time. But we'll get we'll get that information. And if you have specifics about your personal situation, I'm happy to chat with you. Our contact information is always in the information below in the description of the video. So feel free to reach out if you do have questions about your particular situation. It's really hard to cover all the different situations that, are available through these grants. So the first one is called the Philly First Grant. And like it says, it is for Philadelphia. This is directed to help people in Philadelphia buy homes. The grant does have some stipulations. So it stays with the property as a second mortgage for 15 years. So if it is sold prior to that, you do pay back the grant. So if you're planning to be in the home for a long time, this is a great option for you. You basically, it will dissolve after that 15-year time period, and that money is yours. A couple of stipulations with that grant is there are income restrictions. So based on your family size and the number of people that are living in the property, the amount of income that the household earns changes. So if it's one individual, it's $80,300. Let's just jump up to a family of four, it's $114,700. So it does go up slightly based on the number of people living in the household as far as income goes. There are some really great benefits for this. And so it is up to 6% of the sales price of the property. So that is the amount that the grant is for. There are some certain credit restrictions that you need and things of that nature within the grant. But overall, if you qualify and are purchasing in Philadelphia, it is up to 6% of your purchase price. So if you're buying a $100,000 home, it's $6,000, right? For easy, simple math. You must be a first-time home buyer with that grant. And there are those income limits that we talked about, or the income requirements. So it is one that we do see a lot of clients use. I, for example, can tell you using these grant programs, I have had clients, I just had one that closed last week. They brought $157 to the closing table out of their pocket. And then they also had initially put down a deposit of $1,000. So they literally were in their first home for $1,157. So pretty powerful program, to get people into a home. It was a pretty amazing experience. Everyone was teary-eyed. She never thought she was going to buy her first home. So a really great, amazing story, and wouldn't have been possible without the Philly First Grant program. So definitely something to take advantage of. They literally got in for less than they were putting down for their deposit on a rental. They're now in a home that they're going to live in for hopefully many, many years, thanks to this grant program and build equity. The second grant that I would love to talk about is PHFA. And so PHFA is another really commonly used grant. It's actually one of the, I see this one used more than Philly First. It does have a little bit of stricter restrictions, but some of the amazing things about it, the interest rate in today's market is actually super competitive and sometimes lower than some other options that are out there. So even if you're not taking advantage of the grant, little tip, it is a great place to get funding from because their rates are a little bit lower right now than current mortgage rates. So that's something that a lender would be able to kind of walk you through, but definitely a cool thing to use even if you're not getting the grant money. So with Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency is what PHFA stands for. There are some things that are required. So you do not have to be a first-time home buyer, but there are limits on income, credit, and the sales price of the property based on the county that you live in and are buying in. And there are target areas that those restrictions are actually a little bit higher. So depending on where you're buying, the purchase price limits vary, and the income for household members varies greatly. So each county is different. It's not uniform across the board in Pennsylvania. This is a 10-year forgivable grant, and it is prorated every year down 10%, unlike Philly's First, which stays with you for the full 15 years, and you would have to pay back all of it if you leave prior to that 15 years. The PHFA slowly goes down 10% every year. So, for example, they give you a $10,000 grant this year. In 2 years from now, you go to sell, you have to pay back $8,000 because $10,000 has come off each of those years and been forgiven. So that is a cool thing. If you're planning to be there 5, 6, 7 years or aren't really sure how long you're going to be in the house, the fact that it dissolves a little bit is a great thing because that is truly, free money if you qualify that you get to use to help purchase the home. And then it's kind of equity that you're getting in the home as you're living there for that time period. So let's go into a little bit about the different counties and what their purchase price limits are and what their income restrictions are. I think it will give you kind of an insight of what the program is trying to do. And then again, we'll have the stats pop up on the screen so you can see some of the income limits. But if you have a specific county that you're looking in or a specific situation, you don't know if this counts as income, if that counts as income, what's a household member, what isn't, based on that, please reach out. And again, we can put you in contact with a great mortgage lender, or we're happy to help answer those questions as well. So let's dive into Montgomery County first. So the purchase price limit in Montgomery County is $571,200. And for a 1 to 2 member household, which is how they do their income limits, it is $119,400. And if you go up to 3 or more household members, that number increases slightly to $137,300. So that's for Montgomery County. Let's look at Philadelphia, and you'll see a really big difference in Philadelphia because that is one of the target areas that they are trying to help the housing there. Their purchase price limit goes all the way up to $709,300. And for a 1 to 2 member household, the income can be up to $143,200. So significantly more than in Montgomery County. And for a 3-member household, it's $167,100. So what that tells me is they're trying to put more money in there to help that in that area, but also that it will be available to a lot more people within Philadelphia County to buy a home. So a lot more people are eligible for these grants than they probably realize. And again, even if you're not eligible for the grant, you could still get a mortgage through them and save on that interest rate potentially, provided that you hit some of the other qualifications. And then I'll do one more, Delaware County. So Delaware County is actually identical to Montgomery County, $571,200 in Delaware County. For 1 to 2 household members, it's $119,400. And for 3 or more, it's $137,300. So again, it depends on the region. It's broken down by region, and then there's targeted counties within some of the regions that those numbers are higher for. So Bucks, Chester, Delaware, and Montgomery are basically all identical. They're in region 1 on the chart, and then Philadelphia obviously was significantly more as far as purchase price and income limits. Let's go to some other ones that are nearby, or some other counties that are available. And we'll put this chart online so that you guys can see it. But for example, Berks County, which is in region 2, their price limit is $478,500. Their income for a 1 to 2 member household is $102,000. And for a 3 or more member household, it's $117,300. So again, it's going to vary by what region you're in, what county you're in, and then if it's a targeted county or not. So I hope that helps. There are so many grants out there, and there's so much money. 5% purchase price of a $500,000 house is a significant amount of money available, that you have access to through these programs if you qualify. And the fact that the interest rates at this point in time are a little bit lower than the going interest rate is also super appealing. So not only are you getting this amazing grant money, you're also getting a better interest rate and lowering your payment. Again, everyone's situation is different, but I wanted to bring this to everyone's attention who's buying in Pennsylvania. Whether you're in Philly or the surrounding suburbs, we hope you reach out to us. My name is Ian Perler with the Ian Perler team at KW Empower. And we hope that this was information that you find useful. Please subscribe. And if you have any questions or anything else that you need in the world of real estate, please reach out to us. Thanks so much for tuning in today.